tearing me apart!
For my presentation, I'll be reviewing the styles and characteristics of 4 films within the genre of drama. I also looked into theatrical style and themes within drama films. There are 4 basic theatrical forms, defined, implied, and derived from Aristotle, a Greek philosopher. These are tragedy, comedy, melodrama, and drama. There are a variety of theatrical styles used in theatre and drama. These include naturalism, realism, expressionism, absurdity, modernism, postmodernism, classical, and epic theatre. Naturalism is based on the observation of real life, portraying life on stage with close attention to detail. The production style is one of everyday reality, focused on the natural order of things, survival, and notions of evolution. Realism is portraying the characters on stage that are similar to real life with a realistic setting. Realism is the portrayal of life in a normal way. Expressionism is difficult to explain as it can mean many things to different people. It delves deeply into how the characters' dialogue, style of acting, settings, atmosphere, and plot are portrayed. Drama films are stories with settings of real-life situations that portray realistic characters in conflict with themselves or others. You see characters at their worst, best, and everything in between. You are able to relate with the character and in turn become invested. Dramatic films are one of the largest film genres because it can include a variety of subgenres. An example of a drama subgenre is tragedy. Tragedy dramas put the character in extraordinary circumstances where the genre emphasizes their self-destructive behavior and flaws. The flaws of the character ultimately result in death or other forms of degradation. Courtroom dramas are another subgenre as they focus on the justice system in a courtroom, with the prosecutor, judge, jury, and the defense. Tensions are high as with most courtroom dramas. The verdict ends in life or death.
He took advantage of me!
Dramedy is a genre that has a dramatic tone, yet it contains important elements of comedy. It equally balances the amount of drama and comedy to provide comic relief while still addressing serious issues. Melodrama films appeal to the heightened emotions of the audience. The plot and characters are often seemingly unrealistic as the emotions and personalities can be exaggerated. Melodramas are deemed unrealistic compared to most traditional dramas. Romance dramas explore the complexity of love. The plot usually focuses on an obstacle that prevents the couple getting together. The obstacle can range from family's disapproval to forbidden love.
Don't come any closer. I'll let go.
No, you won't.
Why can't I be like you, Jack? Just head out for the horizon whenever I feel like it.
Vladimir Prop is a Soviet folklorist and scholar. He wrote a book called Morphology of the Folk Tale, which now created what is known as Prop's theory. He found there are 7 distinct character types. These are the villain, the dispatcher, which usually overlaps with the princess's father, the princess or the prize, the donor, the hero, and the false hero. The villain is the evil character who causes problems and is the nemesis of the hero. The dispatcher is the one that explains the need for the hero's quest and sends them off. The helper is the one who goes with the hero on their quest. The princess is the love interest of the hero, but he is unable to marry her because of the villain. The donor is the one who prepares the hero for their quest. The hero is the one who defeats the villain, saves the day, and weds the princess. The false hero is the one who tries to take the credit from the hero or tries to marry the princess. I used Prop's theory to interpret 4 films: Rebel Without Cause, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Babel, and Lady Bird. I found that the older films were easier to apply Prop's theory to, rather than the more recent. I find this is because there are more stereotypes of weak women and women being seen as property or a possession, where in recent films women are strong and empowered. Rebel Without Cause is the oldest film I researched, which was released in 1955. I believe the villain is Buzz Gunderson. This is because he is constantly challenging the main character, even going as far as to challenge him to a knife fight and race stolen cars. He is dating the girl the main character is believed to like, so he stands in the way of the hero getting the girl. The hero would be Jim Stark because he's a main character and faces off against a villain to win the girl. Lady Bird was released in 2017 but wasn't released in the UK until February 2018. I believe Mary McPherson, mother of Christine Ladybird McPherson, would be the villain, as Christine would be the hero. Throughout the film they are constantly arguing and at odds with each other. Christine is the hero, she's the main character of the film, and the one we empathise with the most. Tzvetan Todorov is a Bulgarian-French literacy theorist and historian. He came up with a way to simplify the idea of the narrative theory, which allowed for a more complex interpretation of film text with the ideas of equilibrium and disequilibrium. This became known as Todorov's theory. The 5 stages are Stage 1, a state of equilibrium, which means everything in the fictional world is as it should be, happy or normal. Stage 2, a disruption of the equilibrium, which means something disturbed the world, usually an event, which can cause problems. Stage 3, a recognition of the disruption, which means the characters have recognized that there is a problem or a threat. Stage 4, an attempt to repair the equilibrium, meaning the characters try to get things to how they were at the beginning, back to normal. And finally, Stage 5 is equilibrium is restored or a new equilibrium is established. This means that everything has gone back to the way it used to be, or the characters have reached a new peace. For example, if in the film someone died, but at the end everyone has accepted that they have gone and moved on with their lives, it won't be the same as the beginning, so therefore it is a new equilibrium. Jim Stark, 17 years old, is brought into the police station for public drunkenness. His mother, father, and grandmother go to collect him. His mother and father often fight. His father is weak-willed while his mother is picky and domineering. Jim starts a new school and meets a girl called Judy and a 15-year-old boy called John, who idolizes Jim as a father figure. Judy is the property of Buzz Gunderson. Buzz slashes the tires of Jim's car for no reason and then challenges him to a knife fight, and him and his gang taunt Jim. Reluctantly, Jim takes part in the fight and wins. Buzz challenges Jim again to a chickie run, racing stolen cars towards an abyss. The first person to jump out is considered a chicken. The game is held with Judy and several others watching. Buzz dies when his car goes over the cliff because the sleeve of his leather jacket becomes looped over the handle of the car door, preventing him from jumping out. Jim runs home and tries to explain to his parents what happened, got frustrated over their failure to understand him, so he storms out. He goes to the police to find the sergeant to explain to him the accident involving Buzz's death. He discovers he is not there. Buzz's gang think Jim is going to the police about the chickie run. They go to hunt him down and try to kill him. Jim, Judy and Plato hide in the observatory and start a fantasy family. Soon Buzz's gang discovers them. Plato pulls out his mother's handgun and shoots one of the members, Jim, and a police officer in an unstable way. Plato hides in the observatory, which gets overrun with the police. Jim convinces Plato to give him the gun. When he has possession of the gun, he removes the magazine. They leave the observatory and Plato gets agitated again and brandishes the gun. He gets fatally shot by a police officer and dies. Jim shouts at the police too late, claiming he removed the bullets. Plato was wearing Jim's jacket, so at first his parents thought it was him. Mr. Stark runs to his son to comfort him and claims that from now on to be a better father he can depend on. Christine Lady Bird McPherson and her mother Marion drive back to their home in Sacramento, CA, after touring CA colleges. She's thinking of applying for schools away from California, particularly New York. She and Marion are arguing over the issue. Christine meets Danny O'Neill and they start dating. Christine smokes weed with Danny, Julie and another friend. Finds out Danny is gay and hooks up with Kyle Scheibler at Jenna's party. Her relationship with Julie becomes strained because of her friendship with Jenna. Christine finds out that Kyle was lying to her. She gets angry and leaves. She gets picked up by Marion and starts crying. Marion decides to take Christine shopping for prom dresses after she starts crying. Marion tells Christine that she wants her to be the best version of herself. Christine believes that what she is the best version of herself. Julie and Christine make up and become friends again at the prom, but Julie tells her that she is going to stay with her father for the summer. Danny lets it slip that Christine is on the waiting list for a school in New York. Marion doesn't talk to Christine for the rest of the summer. Christine goes to New York and after a party, she ends up in the hospital. She calls Marion and it goes straight to voicemail. She left a message for Marion saying she should have told her how much he loves her.